We got 10 of the Jib Marine Field Center left. Remember, these are metal. The blue is fantastic for reflection. I'll leave a link down below so you guys can grab your Field Center today. Let's pass on over to Saturday Edition Market Watch, shall we? Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So we're going to cover a couple things that John uploaded a couple hours ago, a couple things I've been monitoring here. Now, I wanted to talk about Rainbow Bridge of Salvation here. Now, a few people have taken a look at this card and they're like, why do we care about this? You care about the fact you can banish it from the graveyard, so you can Foolish Burial Goods drop this thing, and you add a Crystal Beast monster and one field spell from your deck to your hand. So typically what you're doing here is you're using this in combination with Tearlaments to grab the Emerald Turtle, which actually is an Aqua monster. In-house synergy, ladies and gentlemen, you love to see it. And then you can recruit for your busted field spell. Now, the interesting thing is, now that this card exists, we technically have a double-sided searcher that every deck can technically play. You just got to play, you know, a couple of bricks in your deck. But, I mean, when you're playing RNG Simulator .mil, you don't really have much of a problem with that. Like, the dead cards just become free value for you along the way, unless you completely brick to the point that you can't, you know, start the engine. So, as of right now, Rainbow Bridge of Salvation's coming in relatively cheap. I mean, the most expensive one sold was $1. You're basically going to be paying $1 per copy anyway, post-tax and shipping. But, alright, now, of course, why would the Emerald Turtle not go up? Raw Yellow Mega Pack Super Turtles is what I mean. Aqua effect monster. If anything happens to it, it goes face up your spell and trap card zone, if you so choose. And then once returning target one card you control is attacked this turn, blah blah blah. Change it to defense position. There is no other purpose for this. I really wish this was a level 4, but once again, you care about Aqua and then sometimes the water attribute up here. That is it. But people out here are paying extra. I see some damaged copies sold at $4, but $14, $15, $19 for a nice brick for your deck. I mean, it's perfectly understandable, right? Now, this one shouldn't shock anybody. Flunderies in the Advent of Adventure. So, now that everything else has got the reprint in the Flunderies deck, I mean, everything else is cheap now. This was the only card that I dodged. Well, according to the laws of Yu-Gi-Oh, when everything else gets cheaper, that means that everybody else wants to start picking up the deck and have the core. Well, $24, $22. These were all of your last sold listings, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking at basically $25 right now for a copy of Advent of Adventure. And honestly, this is the card that makes the deck go round. It allows you to dodge those key hand traps. I really wish I could be a little bit more positive and say, yeah, I hope that these are going to go down. But I don't think it's going to anytime soon. Like, it's actually ridiculous that it's reached this point. I remember seeing these at $20. I'm like, I'll stop. No, the ride never truly ends. This is a hilarious one. So, somebody has been buying up copies of this. I'm not going to mention who. What does this stupid thing even do? Send one monster from your deck to the graveyard, but for the rest of this turn you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with the same names that said monster had in the graveyard. This is more or so just one of those silly meme cards that people look up, because typically when you mill off a monster you want to be able to resolve its effect. Yeah, these are worth nothing. You love to see memes. DD Spear Cretins. This one's very interesting. Just when you look at like dual terminal cards as a whole, it's always interesting to see what's going on. None of these have been bought for like forever, actually. Surprised like 3 sold on 9/12, but yeah, these are cheap. I wouldn't even say that this is a penny slung. This is just one of those dual terminal cards that people look at and they're like, it's got a very unique effect, I suppose, but it's just that. All right, what else we got here? Oh gosh, the Necro Valley market. So, Necro Valley, as of late, has been starting to show up in a few more strategies as an amazing anti-meta card. Let's call it what it is. You already know. 125, 140, 160, and then you're hitting that 175 mark with very few copies in between. Honestly, this is just one of those cards I would keep an eye on, man. Like, I don't really have anything else to say because obviously Necro Valley Ultimate's going to be the highest rarity. Dual Saga copies, what are these going for now? Holy crap, those, holy moly, man, what? Obviously, like, you can get, I see Italian copies, Italian, you're in Italians, but, like, you're hitting that $12 to $13 mark for English copies. That's a wee little bit interesting. Legendary Collection copies, you have one cheap copy for $9, and then you hit that $12 mark up to $13. What in the world? Why is... I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Even Legendary Collection commons are $4 to $5. $3. Oh, well, I'm not going to dig into that. $2 to $3. It looks like minimum on Necro Valley from what I'm seeing right now. Good solid $2 to $3 all across the board. But once again, the one you're going to want to keep an eye on will be the Ulti. You'll have to make a decision if this is something that you want to dedicate to, or, you know, if it's just a trend within the metagame. I would say it's definitely one of those cards that is reliant on the format, because we've seen these go down beforehand. 1,000 Eyes Restrict, Speed Duel, Match of the Millennium. You know, you have 8 listings available for these. I see that at least one person has 30 down here. So you're not in any real danger of disappearing off of the market, truthfully, anytime soon. But these Speed Duel buyouts, I know a lot of the community looks at Speed Duel and they're like, oh, Robbie, I don't care about Speed Duel. I mean, understandable, that's fine. But there are people out here that genuinely do enjoy the format and just enjoy certain things. And, you know, when the competitive sphere of that particular range of players does increase, and you do see more and more players wanting to go for it, it makes sense that cards like this would disappear. I mean, now that they're doing the box sets, at least you get an entire box dedicated to you with some secret rares in it. I think that's been a much better marketing, instead of, you know, doing the random boxes. But those Speed Duel Seal products have gone up. But I'm not surprised about this. Also, you know, you definitely got some Goat Control fans out here that have been picking these up just to want to play these. Fog King, oh boy, oh boy. So this one's interesting. You know, it's a level 7, right? That you can tribute one monster or no monsters to normal summon it. The attack of this card becomes the combined original attack of all tributed monsters, and neither player can tribute cards. This is a level 7 Floodgate monster that you can technically deploy if you're playing, you know, the new Kashatari deck. Well, still $20, 29, 34. There's some cheap copies on the market. That's what I want to see when we look at things like this. But a little something interesting that I just found out about was that Scarecrow Tryhards. Man, this card was booty for so long. I'm glad to see that these are kind of going back up. I see that 10 just sold for $10 a piece. $13 a piece. Somebody believes in this card if they're buying 10 copies this morning. Well, that's very interesting to know. Link into the brains to the moon. I believe in this card. This card has to have some application and point in its life. It has to be good. I see that we have a lot of listings down here starting to rise up from the ashes. So I guess this is one of those cards you keep an eye on. Generalized application. It's just an overall good card. Mystic Minds, $8. Basically $5. Gold Rare Copies, $4. I'm not surprised to see value being generated within these, to be honest with you. Ultimate Slayers. People talking about that these are going down. 310, 312, 340, 325, 330. Yeah, the Starlights for these spinning back out. That's interesting. Secret Rares look like they are spinning down as well. Interesting. Rest of Power, DP's 300 now. Martha's still 190. Asa's $94 and spinning down. Our field spells look like they've settled about $80 right now. Yeah, 82, 84. That's very interesting. Huh. And then Sprite Blues, still sitting about the $60 mark. 55, okay. I suppose that's interesting at the end of the day. We already seen Ultimate Slayers. These are still about $20. That's so crazy to me. Just like the value that we've seen generated in that. Reinhardt's still 17. Garuda's still floating about $13. Great car has $9-10. Kitagawa is still about 5 to 6. Starters about 7s. These are still holding at 5s. I mean, not really a lot is settled with this set. I mean, it's calmed down, but in interesting ways. So what do you guys think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.